single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
You think that you ever have some kind of kindness to people and their feelings?
I guess
Can you ever apologize to somebody? Is there anybody you apologize to?
Yeah, I apologize to Dwayne Wade. You know, I ain't. You know, I meant what I said, but I ain't. You know, I shouldn't have said the shit about your child. But you know, I meant what I said. Dog. I just.
You have children?
Yeah.
How many?
8.
Ooh, me too. I have 8. I have 8 children. Shit. I'm so when I was young, I was so in love with my dick. You know. Oh, you're so in love with my dick.
Hey, did you see how Boosie jumped? He said, hey, you about to see something in a second, too. Boosie about to call the nigga over because Mike started talking about his dick, so Boosie called the nigga over to bring another back with. He was like, come on.
When I was a kid, that's why I have 8 children.
Hey, what was that?
He said, hey, bro, I need to get high for this. Hey.
That's funny.
Hey, he jumped.
So
I'm watching the video.
So I was so in love with my dick, you know. Oh, you're so in love with my dick when I was a kid. That's why I have 8 children. Oh, this is a beautiful place. It's just, you know what?
Hey, Mike is observant of it all because he peeped that too when he called the man over. He looked at him and he's like, okay.
Oh, this is a beautiful blunt. It's just, you know what? It's just the blunt brings me back to fucking the beginning.
Hey, so he was about to go on a tangent about how he's in love with his dick, and he saw him call the nigga over, like he saw how everything changed in the room, and he was like, you see, you know what? I love blunts.
And he switched it up. Yeah.
Hey, Mike is smooth, yeah. And people would think he's a fool. He's not.
Supreme awareness. Supreme.
Mike is smooth, man. And it's crazy because like if you pay attention to how he talks, you would think he's not intelligent because the lisp. But like, nah, it's deeper than that. You will be a fool not to listen.
Oh, this is a beautiful place. It's just, I'm so when I was young, I was so in love with my dick, you know. Oh, you're so in love with my dick when I was a kid. That's why I have 8 children.
Hey, Boosie is a damn fucking comedy.
Just the blunt brings me back to fucking the beginning. There are people who don't smoke blunts, you know, much.
Yeah, we should.
Like, fucking blunts just bring me back to like, fuck. Thank you very much. Do you sell these shit? Are you in this business?
Nah, I'm trying to get in. I got a couple dudes trying to make me a couple strands and shit, but you know my shit got a hit, Mike. You know. But I heard you got all them damn acres. I'm a marketing genius. We can make some money together.
I do a lot of good stuff. Nowhere to be even.
He said, I'm a marketing genius. We can make some money together. Boosie is smart. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he had to be smart to be where he at right now. You know. I ain't gonna lie to you. I started listening to Boosie. Oh shit! I think it was hard. You know, it was hard. Boosie and Webby. Like them niggas was really, them niggas was hard. Like for real. Like they style and they delivery and they swag and what they was talking about. Like, and they had some cold ass beats.
Yeah.
These niggas is really like rap legends on the low.
You know who honestly can rap, but like I don't condone his behavior? NBA Youngboy.
I never really like dug into him.
I honestly listen to his lyrics, and he talks like he talks like as far as relationships and stuff, he really talks about some real raw stuff. But it's like he's sick. He's a toxic dude. Sick
To
dude, man.
check him out. I'm gonna have to check him out. It had to be something dope about him because he's big. Like he had to be some type of talented.
He raps different than how he talks. It's interesting.
Okay.
Awesome marketing for you. If you know what
I'm a marketing genius. We can make some money together.
I do a lot of good stuff. Know it'd be even awesome marketing for you if you were kind and considered people's feelings to be worthy of listening.
You gonna be my helper with that.
No, because I think you're worthy of that. You have to believe that you're worthy of that.
Yeah. I don't want people to think I ain't got no motherfucking feelings for nobody, you know, like, especially for the gay community. My tour manager gay. I got cousins who gay.
No.
You know,
Listen, you love everybody.
Yeah.
You just don't love yourself.
Sometimes.
You're good. I know you're good.
Damn, hey, that was a low blow right there. So you love everybody. You just don't love yourself. Oh, that was tough.
But did you peep how Boosie did it? He said sometimes.
Oh, he said that after he said you don't love yourself?
Yeah, he said sometimes. Like Boosie's on it.
Gay. I got cousins who gay.
No.
You know,
Listen, you love everybody.
Yeah.
You just don't love yourself.
Sometimes.
You're a good man. No, I know you're a good man. You're like me. I'm a good man. You're a good man. You just have to believe you're a good man. You know, you don't have to make nobody happy. You don't have to kiss nobody's ass and stuff. But you have to let people know that you're a good man. And every time somebody makes you mad, that means they're your master. They control your emotion. They control your feel. How this motherfucker gonna make you feel a certain way? Because they may say you're a nigga. So how you gonna let somebody control your life and your emotions, your mood? You're not gonna live long. We're not living long. Human beings don't live long as it is. Why do we want confrontation? When you look at a guy like me, if I didn't have confrontation,
I said I needed to hear that. That was for me right there. Like I don't need to live. You don't need to live for other people. Like how do you live for other people's emotions? Like you're not here to make other people happy. Rewind that little segment. That was some real bars, especially for somebody who's a people pleaser.
they control your emotion. They control your feel. How this motherfucker gonna make you feel a certain way? Because they may say you're a nigga. So how do you? But you have to let people know that you're a good man. And every time somebody makes you mad, that means they're your master. They control your emotion. They control your feel. How this motherfucker?
Every time somebody makes you mad, that means they're your master. God damn.
That's a fact.
May say you're a nigga. So how do you gonna let somebody control your life and your emotions, your mood? You're not gonna live long. We're not living long. Human beings don't live long as it.
You know, Mike had learned a lot because a lot of people used to be able to make him mad.
Damn, I needed to hear that right there.
It is. Why do we want confrontation? When you look at a guy like me, if I didn't have confrontation, I was nobody. And if I beat everybody and I scared everybody to confront me, I find the enemy. I find somebody to fight. I fight myself.
Hello?
Because that's all I knew was fighting.
Hold on, let me text and Joy real quick. No, you can run it.
Okay.
This motherfucker gonna make you feel a certain way. Because they may say you're a nigga. So how do you gonna let somebody control your life and your emotions, your mood? You're not gonna live long. We're not living long. Human beings don't live long as it is. Why do we want confrontation? When you look at a guy like me, if I didn't have confrontation, I was nobody. And if I beat everybody and I scared everybody to confront me, I find the enemy. I find somebody to fight. I fight myself. Because that's all I knew was fighting, confrontation, and chaos. I was addicted to chaos. That's what.
Bro, I'm gonna point it out again.
Sounds familiar. I'm addicted to chaos. Women.
look at Mo3's face. Like he's absorbing all of this.
I find the enemy. I find somebody to fight. I fight myself.
I'll find somebody to fight where I'll fight myself. This nigga Mike Tyson is just a walking book.
Because that's all I knew was fighting, confrontation, and chaos. I was addicted to chaos. That's what.
His face says it all. Like it's crazy, man. How the cameras get into both of their faces at the perfect moment.
What you would.
They got great cameramen.
They do. Even how when Mike is talking, like the angle they have his head, how you can see everything. Like
Fun too. It gets my dick hard. Chaos. Woo!
oh shit.
Because that's all I knew was fighting, confrontation, and chaos. I was addicted to chaos. That's what you addicted to. Chaos is fun too. It gets my dick hard. Chaos. Woo! If fucking I'm in the paper, I hit that nigga. I beat the reporter. I did this, and that. I fucking paid $10 million to this fucking dickhead that never saw $40 in his life. And I did this, and I just became an asshole because I was addicted to chaos. And people said, "This is a crazy nigga." But I wasn't. It was like drugs. I was addicted to just being an asshole and getting in trouble and seeing my name being a loser and stuff. And just tearing yourself apart is just as much powerful as building yourself up.
Tearing yourself apart is just as much powerful as building yourself up. Is that why you paused it?
Yeah. That resonated with me so much.
Hey, side note, this nigga Boosie rings though. God damn. I need that.
It's sweet.
This nigga rings is on some fly shit for sure.
It's crazy because they
I ain't
really
gonna lie to you, his whole fit is fly.
You fuck with the fit?
Yeah, I nigga Boosie's dripping right now.
Yes, sir. Oh man, got his Chicago Bulls hat, got his vest. It's crazy because like they're having like a down to earth talk, just smoking some gas, just chilling. Like it's and like
I love these talks. This is where I learn the most. I learn more from these talks than I do from any book.
This is a fact. Me too. Me too.
No. I was the biggest thing in the world. Fuck you, nigga. You ain't shit, nigga. I know who you are. You got these white people fooled. You ain't shit, nigga. Your parents are pimps and poors. You're nothing, nigga. You better stay on your knees. You better pray, motherfucker. You know, this fame shit is how the sky is high. Get away from life. But life keeps hitting you and you have to obey it. It just keeps hitting you. You try to avoid it. You want to avoid life? Let me take your daughter away. Let me take your son away. When you go to face life, let me take your wife away. When you go to face shit, nigga, you bitch motherfucker. He looks at me and says, "Oh, this is my nigga, Mike. He the best." Nigga, I'm not nobody to be proud of. And I know you say, "Yeah, we're street nigga." No, nigga.
You're a legend to me.
No, nigga. Listen. You know, I respect that too, right? But listen, to be that, nobody would want to go through what I went to become that, whatever this stuff is, legend shit, whatever it is that make people want to say, "Hey, we love you, and you're our God," whatever that stuff is. That is suffering.
Yeah.
He's so humble. I love it because he like that ain't what made me. Like I did accomplish some things. And I do have a high level skill set, but like that don't make me God. I'm still human dealing with human stuff just like y'all. And he's like, give me my accolades for my life accomplishments, not my boxing accomplishments. Like whatever struggles he went through during that time, not necessarily what he did in the ring. Because he felt like what he was doing in the ring was out of fear. So he don't even really don't get me wrong, he's like happy because he was a champion and all that, but he don't put no big prize on that. He put more of a prize on his life experience through his struggles versus what he did in the ring.
That's a fact.
He said that don't make me no God. Like I think he said that. He said he downplayed the whole shit. Like rewind, because when he called him a legend, he was like, yeah, that's cool, but that ain't really shit. Rewind a little bit.
And he was saying like nobody would want to go through the stuff that I went through to get this title.
Yeah, that's what he take pride in, though, the accomplishments and where he grew in all of the madness, not necessarily the boxing accolades.
You gotta face this shit, nigga, you bitch motherfucker. He looks at me and says, oh, this is my nigga, Mike, he the best. Nigga, I'm not nobody to be proud of. And I know you say, yeah, we street nigga. No, nigga.
You a legend to me.
No, nigga. Listen. You know, I respect that too, right? But listen, to be that, you know, nobody would want to go through what I went through to become that,
Right.
whatever this stuff is,
Right.
legend shit, whatever it is that
Yeah.
make people want to say, hey, we love you, you're our God, whatever that stuff is, that is suffering.
Yeah.
Well, that is suffering, nigga. Making you bitter and trying to find a way to forget your pain and just enjoy the moment because death is very close and shit. We have to become, and not only that, we have to
Enjoying
become
the
friendly.
moment. Oh, wait. Enjoying the moment because death is really close. Enjoying the moment because death is really close. Is that what we're doing here? Just enjoying the moment because death is so close.
That's what he said. Yes, sir.
Oh man, Mike, boy, brilliant, man.
I knew you would love this interview, man. That's why I picked this one in particular. Look, when he said enjoying the moment because death is really close, look at his face. Look at Mo3's face.
Ooh, when he said that and he died the next week. Oh my God.
Yeah, he died the next
But
week.
like the next, oh man, not maybe the next month. Enjoy
Nah,
the
this
moment.
was
God.
filmed like 2 weeks
Wow.
ago.
Is Mike Tyson a prophet?
He said because death is really
Oh no,
close.
I'm still eating it. Hey, is Mike Tyson a prophet? Did he literally just prophesize that to that man?
It's
Very
crazy.
close.
And then Boosie got shot.
Wow. Enjoy the moment because death, oh my God.
And when he said death is close, he may not have been talking about Boosie. He could have been talking about Boosie's friend, Mo3. It's close to him.
Yeah, I feel like Mike was talking about just himself. Like he was enjoying the moment because he felt like death was so close. Because he used to always say that every time he gets in the ring, he feel like I could die in this ring. So Mike Tyson was literally in there fighting for his life. He said that in the Roy Jones Jr. Little pre-fight interview shit too. Like he was just like, we could die in this ring. Like every time you step in the ring, like you facing death.
Mm. Mm.
And shit. We have to become, and not only that, we have to become friendly with death. We can't just wait for it to come. We have to be ready to accept it because then we're going to suffer. God's not going to take us if we're not willing to accept it.
His face says it all.
And you know what? I also feel like when our time is coming, we can kind of feel it coming. You know?
This is crazy, man.
Life is crazy. This world we live
Think
in is
about
so
that.
interesting.
But dying with respect. I know you
glad
want
I
to
got
try.
to
Look,
experience all that I got to experience.
Dog.
You know, it's crazy. Like even thinking like that makes me want to stop bullshitting with women and just tell the women that you love how much you love them, and tell the people that you love how much you love them. But we might not be here tomorrow, so why should I sugarcoat? Like I know all of this alpha male strategies and games and angles we can play to get women's attention, but like, what if this girl passed tomorrow? What if I passed tomorrow and I didn't get to tell her how beautiful she was? You know what I'm saying?
That makes a lot of sense.
That's how I'm moving now, dog. Fuck all these. Fuck, I'm done playing games and shit. You know, like I'm just gonna tell them straight up. I don't care how you gonna take it. I feel like you beautiful.
I don't care how you gonna take it.
Like for real.
we can't just wait for it to come. We have to be ready to accept it because then we're going to suffer. God's not going to take us if we're not willing to accept it. You ever think about that? You ever think about dying? No, dying with respect. I know you wanted to try. Look, all that shit you did trying to kill yourself and you're still alive. That means that you have to change your life and reach your highest potential. It's in you, motherfucker. You're just afraid. Don't be afraid. It's in you to be a beautiful man in the world, to respect you for just being a gentleman and being kind to yourself. We don't know how to be kind to us. I thought being kind to myself was fucking a lot of girls and buying a bunch of cars and planes and stuff and houses. I thought that was being nice to myself. Being nice to myself was just being grateful for what I had and not wanting anymore. What did I do? I lost all that shit and people stole and stuff. I didn't know what the fuck I wanted.
Damn.
I was
Just be grateful for what you have. He said being kind to yourself is just being grateful to what you have and not wanting any more. You want to know something that actually got me out of my first little weird space a couple of days ago? I just had to go back to a space of gratitude because I was thinking about all the stuff that I wanted and needed, but forgot about how much greatness I was just living in right now. And I just had to give my gratitude. And the crazy part about it,
That's magical.
yeah, gratitude is definitely it. We have a lot to be grateful for sure.
This is a lot to take in. All of this game.
Hey man, this is crazy. This is like a half an interview.
Bro, we keep pausing because there's so many gems.
Hey, everything this nigga says is a gem. Like
And I'm
literally,
recording
like,
this whole thing.
hell yeah. It's no wasted. What I love about Tyson is no wasted words. Like that's how I feel like I talk. I don't talk like with filler talk and just, you know, some people just be talking just to talk. They just be saying like blank words, like blanket statements that don't mean nothing. I'm like, okay, well, what are you really saying? Everything this nigga Mike is saying is of high impact and like just real life shit, real life bars.
It's straight to the point.
Resonated with his spirit too, from his experience. He ain't just talking just to talk.
And straight to the point too. He's saying straight up, how do you feel about yourself? Like it gets right at you. Like it's not no avoiding that question. Like,
hey, you see how far his brow is protruding from the bridge of his nose?
yeah.
That's interesting. That's what makes him kind of like scary and intimidating. Like just that area of his eyes is almost like a mask.
That's a fact. And his eyes are soft. It's crazy.
I realized that in that Tyson documentary. I don't know if I told you, but I was like, every time I watch it, I better look into his eyes because you know that they super zoom into his eyes.
Yeah.
On a documentary, like this nigga eyes is magical.
Bro. This man Mike Tyson. It's an amazing human being.
I was just taught that if you had that, your life would be changed. You would be happy if you had all that stuff. I didn't know happiness was in between my brain. I didn't know that. I thought happiness was things. You know, you got a lot of things.
he meant to say in between my eye. That nigga said in between my brain. Like, what's in between your brain? Like, that's all the way, like, inside of you. In between my brain.
You know, you got a lot of things. You don't seem pretty happy sometimes. You're really cantankerous. You know, when I used to have that shit, I used to be mean. I used to look at a nigga. I wish a nigga would take my shit. That would just put me in that mood. Because I know what it's like to be beat up and taken shit from. I took shit from people. I used to know that world. And if somebody takes something from you, you're a bitch. If you see him around and you don't kill him. That's my world. If somebody takes something from you and they don't kill you, and you see him around and you don't do nothing, you're a bitch. Somebody might just kill you for that. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. You don't deserve to live. That's the world I come from. Somebody else that don't even have nothing to do with this guy, you don't even know this guy, but you just know your situation. You say, me, boom, kill that. You don't even deserve to live. Because somebody took something from you and you don't do nothing back, you're nothing in the world I'm from.
Yeah.
Can you believe that shit? I'm going to kill you because you don't want to take your shit back or you don't want to confront him about your stuff that he took from you. That's just the way. That's the way. I guess everybody that did that has been taken advantage, been hurt, been manipulated, been sexually involved. And these guys are savages now. You know, this guy could have never been taken advantage. Nobody could have never done nothing to this guy. Every time people come in and see him in the neighborhood, they're afraid when they see him. And this guy's, you know why he's that way? Because he's been abused. He's been hurt. So
That's so powerful, man.
He's like that because he's been abused and hurt. So he feel like he got to inflict that pain back on the people.
It's also another narrative in the fact that like it doesn't even just have to be the dude that's beating everybody up. It could also be the dude that feels as if he has to fill the role and shoes of everything and everyone's projections projected towards him. Because it's like, I need to fit this image so that nobody fucks with me. It's interesting, all of the points that he's touching on. I can resonate with a lot of different things he talks about.
So now he has to be the king of the fucking jungle for that won't happen again. Right? That's how it goes in our neighborhood, right?
That's how it is with me. Like I done lost all my friends, you know.
He said, I done lost damn near all my friends. He about to lose one sitting next to him.
Damn, this is tough. Man, it's a crazy. This world is so interesting, man. Never ceases to amaze me how things play out in the world. You know.
This interview came out, I think, like 2 weeks ago. Dude got shot and killed like less than 5 days ago.
It's crazy because when he hit like the internet, I didn't know who he was, and I watched this interview and didn't even put two and two together.
Man.
Wait, listen.
Both of my best friends.
Why are you still here, though? You never looked at it from that perspective. You never looked at, why am I still here? That's why I said, why am I still here? Because I haven't reached my highest potential to be the best I possibly could be. And by being that sometimes alienate you away from people who loves you. You know? Because really in life, everybody wants...
Yo, I can't get over dudes' reactions.
You know?
He said, so why am I still here? Because I haven't reached my fullest potential. So Mike Tyson is saying that the people that their time is over here, they reach their fullest potential, or
That's what I'm hearing.
Whatever they accomplished, whatever they needed to accomplish in this time, or they was at their peak, or they was at their... This is interesting. I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, I feel like we all occupy a vessel with a certain challenge for that experience. Once we get that experience, that's it.
So we're not all designed to be here for a long time. It's not in our design.
You got to think about it too. Some people were just born to die to set off a chain reaction of events. Like these police killings.
I mean, we was all kind of born to die, right?
No, but like a certain individual. Like a certain death
like
can cause a whole uproar
mission,
or a riot.
Mission, yeah. They were supposed to be like that iconic death for something. Hey, you know
like
what, bro?
Nipsey.
Yeah, man. So many people were saying Nipsey was an angel even before any of this, and everybody knew like he was on a mission. Like ever since I've known Nipsey, like you could just tell he was on a different mission of life, like deeper than rap. And it's crazy. He was just now getting like his mega stardom to what he worked towards, and it was just like, all right, time to go. That's interesting, bro. Hey, man, we can die at any moment, man. I'm a really, really. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was thinking about this the other day with just Corona and just being in the army and just, nigga, we could really just be out of here. Like one day, tomorrow, you can get a text message saying Mercer is not with us anymore. That's crazy, right? But is it crazy? Because we all gonna die. Like it's gonna happen. And every day we get closer and closer to death. We're not buying days, we losing days. Every day. And closer to that day.
But
You know?
the way it's spoke about is like a scary thing. I feel as if it's freeing, it's orgasmic, because you're relinquishing yourself, and energy can never be destroyed, it can only be transferred. So as soon as you leave this vessel, you occupy another.
I've never been afraid of death.
You know, every single day we wake up and we're able to live on the frequency we do because a little piece of us dies. And every time that little piece of us dies, another little piece of us is able to live. Because we had that funeral. You know, there was a Mercer maybe 2 weeks ago that had died who wouldn't have gotten so irritated with people. But the new challenge for you was the new Mercer that was born had to go through a phase of irritation. And then after that phase is gone, you'll relinquish that old self and he'll die. And then a new Mercer will be reborn who surpassed the phase of irritation again. It's a constant cycle in all that we do.
It's so interesting, bro. This world is so interesting. So much going through my mind right now. But I'm about to really just start moving. Like, I need to express myself. Like, this is not, like, we're not going to be here forever, which we're not. So, like, holding back love, that's what I mean. It's like, holding back love. Like, like, I'm done with that.
Look,
Like,
look at, look at, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but look at Mike's eyes right now. It looks like he's tearing up. Do you see that?
yeah,
Dang, bro.
it's like wet, a little wet in the corner of his eye. I'm zooming in right now.
See it.
Yeah, man. I'm about to. My love is gonna shift because anybody can go at any time, man, and it's gonna hurt even more when you're not able to express to that person how much you love them because they're gone, and then you got to give all of that Instagram love or all of that, that all that love you really couldn't give them, because now they out of here. That's one thing about my grandma, and I truly enjoyed the fact that I gave her the best love I can give her while she was here. But that should be for everybody, not just my grandma.
Mm.
You go ahead and run it.
Man, I like how you can share these things with me. It, a lot of times I look up to you, and then when you share stuff like this with me, and frustrations and stuff, I'm like, wow, you're a human. And I think that's the other side that people don't see, which not everybody's deserving of that, I would most definitely say, but they see this grandiose Mercer Millions come like even the name is like a slot machine. Mercer Millions. And I'm waiting for my numbers and I'm getting excited and I know every time I check in with you, I'm pulling that slot and I'm about to hit the jackpot. And that's what it feels like. Dealing with you is like that sort of emotion where it's just like and I can do it all the time.
It's so interesting that you say that because I feel like if people are truly tapped in, they can hit the jackpot. I'm a walking jackpot. And just like how Mike Tyson has given all his game to Boosie from his life experience, he's a jackpot as well. Because if Boosie absorbed all of these words, if Boosie went back and watched this interview 100 times, he'd get 100 different deep life lessons. So some people are walking jackpots. The people, richness is an experience. So for the people that are absorbing Mike Tyson experience right now, he's literally giving away the wealth of knowledge and the wealth of experience. And not even just experience that got processed through him and now it got processed, it got experienced. He done weighed out the pros and the cons of everything and the wins and the losses. And now it's like the lessons. Like he took the losses for everybody and now he just got the lessons to present and got filtered. All of that all of that experience got filtered through his being and now it's being delivered. And that is literally the jackpot.
He went through a lot of experiences. And you're saying because of those experiences, he was able to gain that wisdom?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think wisdom is gained through experience or it's innate?
Say it again.
I said, do you think wisdom is gained through experience or it's just innate, it's just natural?
Oh no, you gotta have the experience for the wisdom.
Because you know I'm 23 and you say you connect with me and I'm very wise. This is because of the experiences I've encompassed throughout life.
Yeah, and then you have a high sense of awareness at a young age, so you get wisdom a lot faster than most. Most people need age to get the high sense of awareness to break down their experience to get wisdom, but you have a high sense of awareness at a young age. And you go through a lot mentally. So to try to understand that and break all of that down is what gives you the wisdom, because you didn't let your experiences break you down. You process those experiences to get to the wisdom, and you continuously learning about it. Some people, it takes them to 30, 35, 40 to even get to that self-awareness moment, to then dialogue and understand all of their 30 and 35 years of life to turn it into wisdom.
I know a lot of stuff and I can relate to everything Mike Tyson talks about as if I've lived just as long as him. Because I've gone through it in only 23 years and it took him 54 years to experience.
A lot of that time he was lost in the sauce because he was in that stardom phase of his life, to where he was just living a different life. When you got money and fame where everybody wants, a lot of times the growth and self-development don't exist in that realm. It's just a bunch of experiences, and then you do the growth and the self-development after you tear yourself down from that lifestyle. Everybody wants the lifestyle, but the lifestyle really just gonna break you down for the most part.
I'm
Partying.
gonna let you finish. What were you saying?
Just partying, women, drugs, fun, money. Ultimately, that's gonna break you down. Ultimately.
I'm gonna come right back to this video, but since we're on the topic of wisdom, I'm gonna show you this one thing. So this, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
This is a diagram that I wrote for, remember how I was talking about earlier, thoughts and emotions? This is my diagram. Now, I'm not the best artiste, so bear with me. Let me see if it'll focus. Oh yeah, here we go. So right here up top, you see it sees thoughts, and then right there I have an arrow, and that arrow says the brain, and then at the bottom it says dang, let me see if I can fix the light. At the bottom it says emotions with the arrow, and then it says a stomach. And then you can also see these other arrows that are circulating, because the thoughts generate the emotions and the emotions generate the thoughts, depending on if you're either in the conscious or subconscious. So I've also wrote down some rules to what I figured out. Now, everything that I'm about to present to you, I've heard nowhere. This is all from my creation and just thinking. I figured this out yesterday. I was just sitting here and I was smoking and I was thinking. Before I was smoking, I was kind of down and I couldn't think of anything stimulating because my mood was melancholy. Once I started smoking, the chemicals from the THC messed with my emotions and it made me more uplifted. After me getting the uplifted feeling, then I started to have creativity. So I started to say, damn, is that the reason why we struggle so much when it comes to accomplishing our goals? Because our emotions are running us, not our thoughts? I said, how does this system work? As you can see on this diagram, I sliced it in half. This is a full-fledged machine but it's two very important pieces that encompass this machine, and they're very different, but they work together to create a whole unit, which is symbiotic with your actions as well as your attitude. This is what creates our actions and our attitude. So what I realized is a lot of people struggle with accomplishing goals just for the fact we lack emotion, the right type of emotion. People will wake up in the morning and have a plan for themselves and say, damn, I'm not motivated. Then, through a lack of emotion, they don't have anything mentally stimulating their thought process. And because their thought process is not being mentally stimulated, this whole machine is not functioning properly. It's stuck. What happens when you get in that rut? Usually we wait for an energy surplus from an external stimuli to activate our emotions. How do we get that external stimuli? Well, it has to first go through the barrier of the physical. It's some sort of sensory to the outside of us, whether it be one of the six senses, sight, taste, touch, sight, taste, uh, touch, smell, and hearing. And then the sixth is what you receive through energy. What we cannot see is the unseen. Now, I'm not going to really include the sixth one in this, only because the sixth makes things a little bit more complicated, because then we talk about a whole different emotional system, which is your intuitive emotion. And that is something that is not physical, it's metaphysical. It's something that we can't explain because it has to relate to the spirit. But as this simple diagram demonstrates, is that we're stimulated through our emotions, and then our emotions affect our thoughts. But if we want to get into the right groove of things, like for example, when I went back to the example you saying your thoughts were very different from your emotions. Emotionally, you told me that you felt that you were off, but in your mind, you felt that you knew that you were off and you wanted to not be off in your emotions. It's two separate systems. So I said, how do I affect my emotions so I can become successful even on the days when I'm not feeling it? You need some form of external stimuli. When we vocalize affirmations, with the main factor that many of us are missing is the tone of voice and the attitude to go with it. Because as we emit stuff into our environment, it now has left just our mind, and our ears are hearing it. And when our ears hear that vibratory frequency, it activates something in us. Just like I said, when I think about my grandparents' house and I smell the laundry detergent, most people would think I'm accessing a memory, and that's what I'm remembering. No, I'm accessing an emotion, and the emotion triggers the memory. So when you speak in a certain tone of voice, because it's been consistent, whatever speech you said has been consistent with that tone of voice throughout your whole life. When you say it with that as much attitude, gusto, and passion as you do when you're essentially in that mood, your body automatically starts to adjust back to that memory, because that is an external stimuli. So if I say, man, this is the best fucking day ever, dog. Yes, let's go, bro. Shit is lit. Let's get it. I really start to feel it. Like I'm getting hype over here right now, and we're just sitting here on Zoom. It's just because I'm talking, and my attitude that I'm externally saying, my ears are receptive to it, and it actually coincides with the emotions that I felt in that moment when I used that real tone of voice. So I know that was me breaking down and explaining a lot of it, but how you can control that is literally just creating your own external stimuli. When we say our affirmations, we have to say that shit like it's the best fucking day ever and really mean it. We may not feel it, but if we say it correctly, we'll start to feel it emotionally. And our thoughts will coincide with how we emotionally need to feel. Then now the machine will activate again, but your thoughts are controlling your emotions. And after a while, the conscious act of thought will become very subconscious, because it'll be naturally an innate thing to do, because humans are creatures of habit. It'll be innate to you to be positive and naturally talk positive and naturally feel positive.
So that's how I am right now. That's why I rarely have bad days or have days that I'm out of it, because I just spend so much time pushing myself to be in that space that now it's a habit, consciously and subconsciously. Now it's like when I have a bad day, it feels crazy. Like it's so much of a shift outside of my regular day. Like that's why I can like be aware of it and speak of it like how I do, because this shit feels so crazy. Most people having a good day is out of the ordinary. So they like, oh my God, I feel so good. Like mine is the opposite.
It's bro. I'm glad you have this awareness, and I'm glad we can have this type of conversation. The bar of the century that I came up with is think about this, bro. We don't think to feel, we feel to think.
Yeah, I feel that.
We've never thought about something to see how we feel about it. Most people, when they think about something, they say, let me think about it and see how I feel about it. They already have their mind made up about how they feel about it. They're just in avoidance mode.
Mm-hmm.
When
Mm-hmm.
we
We
feel a
feel it.
certain
We feel it instantly. The instant feeling is instant. Like, hey man, you want to join this 4H thing? You feel it in your gut if you want to do it or not. You know, if it's a no, it's an instant no. Like hell no, or you know, you feel
that's
it
what I'm
instantly.
saying. Bro, it's amazing. We feel to think. Once we feel something, then that's how we're gonna think. And that's how I just bypass the whole, like I'm literally doing cognitive behavioral therapy on myself and teaching others how to do it. And then the last part of this diagram shows the thought process is related to your brain. Your emotions is related to your stomach. So who's running what? Is it your brain running or your stomach? And it's your stomach. But you can control the narrative that your stomach gives your brain by consciously speaking affirmative attitude directing affirmations, because that goes back to your sound, which is your external stimuli. Even Olympic level athletes in boxing, when they're getting ready for the Olympics, they practice a certain combination. They might have them smell lemons or a certain smell. So when they have a really good day of practice, they always have them smell that at the end of practice. They had a really good day. So then when it's time to go out for one of the matches, they have them smell that same scent and they perform just as well as their best days in practice.
I like that. I get that 1000%. I'm very sensitive to smell, so like smells definitely take me different places for sure.
But would you say the smells affect your thoughts or your emotions?
My emotions.
And then your emotions affect how you think.
All right, because the smell will take me right back to wherever, however I was feeling when it related to whatever was happening at that time.
And it was nothing that you could control either. It took you back
Oh
there whether
no,
you wanted to
no,
go back there or not.
it's like a time portal instantly.
Because it's subconscious. The emotion is subconscious. It's not a thing that we're conscious of. See, that's why even I believe Buddhist and Taoist principle, they don't tell you to absorb your emotions. They tell you to observe it like an animal in a cage. It's not you. You don't have control over that thing. Especially when we talk about this vessel, which is temporary, and we don't own all the mechanics to it. We can't control that.
So they said don't absorb the emotion.
We cannot absorb the emotion. We got to watch it like an animal in a cage.